Hey guys, thanks for joining me for another Dokkan Battle video, and today we're going to take a look at the free-to-play Future 17 and 18 EZAs, and we're going to see how good they are. So this is going to be a dual showcase because basically they're the best linking partners for each other. They basically require each other on rotation to get their full passive, so you do kind of need to run them in a package, but I think in the right situation it could be worth it. So we'll check them out and see how good they are in this video here today. So they are 77% leaders for Siblings Bond, which these free-to-play 77 leader skills are actually kind of useful in events that only allow free-to-play units, so that isn't the worst. Super attack effect, she greatly raises attack and then raises defense and causes supreme damage to enemy. So the thing that makes both of these units, I think, pretty good is that they both attack and defense stack infinitely, which immediately gives them use in long events, which we're going to run them in the Legendary Goku event here to see how they do in a longer event, right? I think in shorter events, you might not get as much use out of them. We'll see what they're looking like turn one, but probably not that great. We'll see, though. So her passive is attack and defense 100, plus an additional attack and defense 18% per rainbow key sphere obtained, plus an additional attack and defense 70% and medium chance of evading an enemy's attack when your team has Android 17 Future attacking in the same turn, launches an additional super attack when there's a hybrid or Earthlings category enemy. We won't have that part of the passive, so just know that against those you would get a free additional, but because we're just facing Goku, we won't be seeing that. So there is a little bit of nuking because you see she gets attack and defense 18% per rainbow key sphere. So if we get some rainbow key spheres, that will definitely help her look a little bit better. Link-wise, I do have them linked up a little bit. I did start working on them and then kind of toss them off later on, but I did link level them a little bit. No equips on her yet, so that's what she's looking like. So let's take a look at 17. He's going to be very similar, right? So it raises attack and defense infinitely, supreme damage, attack and defense 100, and then he gets 17% per type key sphere obtained. So I feel like 17's nuking is a little bit better. Well, not necessarily. I think it's balanced because 18 gets attack and defense. She's getting a little bit more percent, but she only gets it on rainbow. 17 only gets attack, but he gets it on type key sphere, which you have the opportunity to collect a lot more of those. So 17 could be looking a lot better offensively on some of these turns, right? And then he gets an additional attack and defense 70%. And medium chance to perform a crit if you have 18 Future attacking in the same turn, and then he gets the additional if you have a hybrid or Earthling. So they're very good counterparts for each other. You can see fairly decently link leveled there. So we're going to have most of their links active. I think they're going to be 6 out of 7 the whole way through. The thing that is really wonky about them is their passive is not triggered by this unit. Because it says like 17 needs an 18 Future attacking in the same rotation, because it specifically says Future 18, it would not include this because this is a joint forces card. So what it would need to say for this card to work is it would have to say a unit whose name includes Future 18. If his passive said on rotation with a unit whose name includes Future 18, then they would work with this unit. I almost feel like they intended them to work with this unit and they just like coded it wrong because that's like really stupid that like these units, like, because they actually link really well with this unit too. They're a good linking partner for this unit. And they have a little bit of nuking, so it makes a lot of sense to have them on rotation together, but they don't get their full passive. So that's really, really wonky how they did that. What I'll probably do is I'll float one of those 17 and 18 so we can get some turns with them in slot 3 and see how they're looking. And then I just try to run as much support as I can. So Kid Buu is a support unit, and then we got the Cell as a support unit. And then this Goku Black does a little bit of key support, but I'll probably just keep him on the other rotation here. So, yeah, so I've got my rotation together in rotation 2. So we're going to float Kid Buu off to get his support working fairly quickly. We'll attack with 17, 18 there. We'll go with that. So, you know, when looking at this, even with, like, doing the EZA event, right, to get, like, the Tech Trunks EZA, you had to use, like, I think it was either Future Saga or Time Travelers. I don't remember what the exact one was, but it was, like, basically you wanted to use, like, these Goku Black Zamasu units. And it's just such a reminder as to like how much help that team needs. Like these Goku Blacks and Zamasus haven't gotten updates in so long. And like, yeah, Strength Zamasu gets an EZA here. I'm pretty sure I haven't done it yet. I'll do a showcase on him when I get to it here, but I remember him being fairly underwhelming on JP. But like, yeah, these Goku Blacks and Zamasus like need so much help right now. So I think we're really close to getting like a big time Future celebration. And that could be part of maybe what these celebrations are leading into. I know JP just got a Ginyu celebration, which has nothing to do with this, but I think sometime soon, within the next year, we definitely have to get, like, maybe for worldwide, we'll get like a big time Future Saga celebration with Goku Black and Zamasu units, and then like Tech Vegito Blue could get an easy A. Like, that could be really hype, right? So, start of turn, they're at 143k defense for 18, and then 17 is 130. That's not the craziest, but keeping in mind that they are stacking units, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to attack with 18 first, because she has type disadvantage, so there's less of a chance we would kill the Goku. 17, if he like super double crits, like he possibly could take out this Goku, and I want them both to stack as much as possible. So they are infinite stackers. So yeah, 1.86. So that's kind of what I was thinking it was going to be, that these units they're not going to be great like turn 1 units. They're just really meant for long events. So yeah, after a stack, now she's over 2 mil, which once again is decent. You know, you combine the attack stat, she was like 3.5 mil turn 1. Not a guaranteed super though, right? But if you have a hybrid or earthling, then you get the guaranteed. And then 2.6. So yeah, 17 is definitely the heavier hitter of the bunch just right out the gate, right? Once again, I guess I didn't pay attention to orbs I grabbed, because remember, they get more per orb. So I got to pay attention to that as well. How many rainbow orbs I'm grabbing with 18, and then how many type orbs I'm grabbing with 17. But 17's turn 1 attack there, he showed out pretty good. And they both double super, which is awesome. So they're both going to be looking pretty good on turn 2. So I'm really curious to see what their second turn looks like, because that's going to be a really good sign of like how worth they are to run. Because if they're not good by like turn 3, then in short events, you definitely want to avoid them at all costs. So here's what I'm going to do. With all this orb changing, I'm actually going to try to leave a bunch of this up and hopefully maybe not take out this Goku. Let's try leaving this all up, because imagine if 17 grabs like all those tech orbs, right? We'll see. We might still take out this Goku. These androids are too strong, even when I don't grab any orbs. We'll see. I mean, I guess I would be okay if I took out the Goku too, just because I know like 17 and 18 probably won't get to do many attacks. Well, I don't know. This Goku Black won't do much damage unless he crits. We could skate out of here with them having a lot of life. Yeah, and got the absorb there. That's always really nice to see. That's such a rewarding thing when you see the tech androids or like the Dr. Gero and 19 unit, when you know they're going to absorb it and you get to see that. Like, that is pretty darn rewarding, actually. That's part of what makes them so busted, is like you could be going, and the thing is that works against enemies that cancel dodge, because you're not actually dodging, you're absorbing it. So that you can use that against, like, I believe you can do that against Vegeto's Final Flash. I think you can just like absorb it. So like, yeah, there's some pretty good stuff you can do. Okay, so we are going to get another turn, but Goku's going to be almost dead here. So I think we're just going to let 17 show off on this turn, which is going to put 18 a little bit behind. But yeah, 18's already over 200k defense. So now we're respectable, right? 17's around that. So 17, I mean, I could, here's what I'll do. I'll actually let 18 go here. 18 will probably take the Goku out, but she's going to get 2 rainbow orbs. So with 2 rainbow orbs, yeah, her defense shoots up a little bit to 238. And then 17, after grabbing, sure, let's grab, yeah, we'll grab this big fat stack of tech orbs here. And then what's 17? Okay, so he only gets attack, right? So we would only see it. So I really hope 18 doesn't take him out, but I think she will. What's her attack stat? 2.2. If she doesn't crit and does an additional, he might survive. Oh, we got the crit. Okay. That's okay. Well, plenty of more turns to see. I'm really curious, though. Like, I want to set them up with, like, a bunch of orbs, but then have, like, the Goku not die. That'll be easier as we get deeper into the event, right? All right, so here we definitely want to float the sell-off. I want to keep the supports going. So, yeah, this rotation shouldn't do a ton of damage, so I'm going to do it again. I'm going to try to leave this big chunk of orbs up that the tech androids are leaving for me here. And we got actually a nice little... We actually could get, I think, 3 rainbow orbs for 18 if we want to go crazy with her. Or there's obviously this big chunk of green for 17. We might have to let 17 go this time because he didn't get his attack last time. And I kind of don't want one getting too far ahead of the other in terms of their stacking. So that's the thing. They are a nice pair. And because they don't do like a ton of damage like early on, that can actually be a good thing because you can get a lot more turns of stacking in. So depending on the type of team you're building around it, if you're building with a lot of stackers that maybe don't hit as hard, you could potentially stack up to ridiculous defense levels on some of these harder events that maybe you struggle with. I could definitely see like a free-to-play player that doesn't have a huge roster getting a lot of use out of these androids. Oh, wow. So me not even trying, still taking out that Goku. Okay, I guess. Sure. We'll get a fresh turn here. We just won't have the... Well, we are getting some orb changing here, actually. So, all right. So, yeah, look at the links we're getting with the 18 there. But you can't run them on rotation because then that 18 gets shafted. And then look at that, 6 out of 7 with the 17. So yeah, they're really good. So what do we want to do here? So that would be 2 rainbow orbs. Let's go and get 1 rainbow orb here for 18. And 18 got an extra stack in. So yeah, 220k defense. Then 17 will get the 9 orbs there. 17's defense won't go up, but his attack should be pretty ridiculous here. And then, I don't know, should I don't need a Ghost Usher here. No, we'll save that for later. Alright, what's 18 looking like here? Okay, so about 2 mil. So yeah, her attack isn't blowing us away, but we're really looking at the defensive stacking here, right? And I do think, like, they're definitely not bad units. Okay, this might do damage. We should be over 200k defense. Yeah, we took a little bit of damage there. That's fine, though. Okay, 17's over 3 mil. So you get him a decent chunk of orbs. That's actually a fairly decent attack stat. Not necessarily what I'm looking for, like an on-rotation unit. I probably would want you to be at least like 4 mil. But because he has utility in his stacking, like, I'm fine with these attack stats. Because as they keep supering, it's only going to go higher and higher. If they ever did like a legendary event against, like, say, a legendary Gohan event, right, where you would always have a hybrid Saiyan there, I could see these androids being ridiculous, because then you could triple super, because you're going to get the guaranteed additional with the hybrid Saiyan out. If you're triple supering with these guys, they're actually going to be building up pretty crazy fast, right? All right, so on this turn, I don't feel like this Goku is going to last very long, so I might just grab orbs here and try to kill him. Although with my luck, it's probably not going to work. We'll see, though. Kid Buu, ouch. Yeah, Kid Buu. I guess we'll grab enough to get him a super, just in case I have to do some chip damage at the end here. All right, so 4.2 for these androids. Yeah, these androids are really good, but they just had a couple of small shafts. Like, the one shaft is these free-to-play androids not working with them as well as they should because of the way their passive works. And then the big thing is, like, these androids just not being like an android's leader. Like, they should have just been an android's leader, because, like, this Future Saga Worldwide Chaos, like, it actually doesn't have a lot of the androids that link well with them. So that's one of the more disappointing things about the androids. But Android 21's a decent leader. She's just not the one I would want to run. And so ideally, I like the physical LR as the leader because they're a support unit. They just need to get an EZA. I think once they get an EZA, we'll be cooking. All right, so 258k defense. So yeah, the defense is definitely getting there. And I would say, like, they're not, like, stacking the craziest, right? But because they're free-to-play units, these numbers are, I think, acceptable, being the fact that they're just free-to-play, EZA area type units. We did get 1 rainbow orb with 18. We got 3 orbs with 17. So 18's defense went up a little bit more. They do have a nice counterbalance where I'm definitely seeing 18 as the more defensive option and 17 as the more offensive. I do like that they kind of separated them out that way, even though their passives are very similar, right? So 2.776 from the 17. His attack stats are going to be very sporadic, right? Because he does have a bit of that nuking there. 18 is going to be more consistent because she's only based on rainbow orbs, which you can only get 0 to 5 orbs. So it's not going to be as crazy with 18. And getting 5 rainbow orbs with her is very difficult because the game's only going to prioritize rainbow if they get more key from it, and she does not. So it's often going to just try to get her the most key possible, and it's usually going to split off and not grab 5. So I'd say, like, 3 rainbow orbs is probably going to be, like, her average max that you're going to get. I would say if you're getting 3 rainbow orbs with her, that's pretty good. All right. Well, we'll just do a few more turns here and see how we're doing. Okay. So this turn here, I think I'm just going to go crazy and take the Goku out, and let's try to get to a UI Goku here. I think that's what I want to do. We'll go pretty heavy with these tech androids. Oh, and we're getting the Dokkan attack. So yeah, this was a good spot just to go all out. And then next turn we can have, like, just full health, hopefully, and then let those future androids go crazy. And then we can kind of see, like, where they're at by the time they get to UI Goku. Like, they're definitely, like, still at the point where they can take damage. So they're a unit, being that they're free to play, you kind of have to spend your time and, like, really focus on their defense, right? I would say they're fairly similar to, like, the physical UI Goku in terms of stacking. Like, that physical UI Goku can stack to a pretty decent level, but you kind of have to have him on rotation. If you're floating him, he's not going to get to really where you need to be. He'll be okay against normals in most content, but yeah. So let's see how we're looking here. I think I'm going to put 18 in the front, and I think I see a little pod of rainbow orbs I can pick up. Yeah, now by the time we're at UI Goku, they're actually looking really solid. So now that we're hitting 300k defense, I'm feeling really good about these androids now. So in these standard legendary Goku events, they're looking pretty good. Yeah, after grabbing a couple of rainbows, she's up to 341k defense. Now I'm pretty excited about their stats. And 17 is going to get a nice little pod of type orbs here to give him some more attack. So I'll be interested to see how he's doing. And then my nemesis Kid Buu, the one that always gets me killed on this phase, I don't have to worry about him. And so 18, you're seeing that dodge come into play, and that's because we have 17. And then 2.7, so her attack stat's just okay, but her defense is looking really good right now, and she's getting another stack here. Give me an additional note. But yeah, her dodging coming through, it's nice that we can show that off a little bit, right? And then yeah, 3.6. So yeah, 17, like as a combo, they're not bad. And once again, the defense is what's going to hold out for you. And because their attack isn't like over the top crazy, like you can actually stack them quite a bit depending on what your other rotation is, right? All right, so here, I think we'll just do like one more turn with them. I don't think we need to go too crazy here. So we need sell off rotation. I don't think I'll use the Ghost Usher here. I think I'm okay just leaving this turn as is. Because Goku Black there has got type advantage. Honestly, this HL Goku Black, like, I know he was really hyped because he was like an global first EZA, but like I really haven't used him that much. And he's like okay, like he's one of those EZAs that drop before like the really big power creep. So I think Goku Black just got shafted that way. We're really waiting on the STR Goku Black at this point. I think STR Goku Black's going to be crazy. And we got another Absorb there. That's really nice to see. Yeah, 2.6, you know, from like an EZA Dokkan Fest, like that's not cutting it, right? He does build up defense from getting hit, but like, yeah, he's basically to the point where like in really difficult content, he's almost not usable. Like I've even tried, because I still need to do Corroded Body and Mind on the Legendary GT Goku event. I did some runs with some Goku Blacks and they just don't cut it in there, man. They get you crushed. It's kind of tough. All right, so I think 18 on slot 1 to get the Rainbow Orb here. We're going to do that again. In 18's defense at 300k. 17, we'll grab, let me see. We're getting 7 either way. Okay, and we're not going to Ghost Usher because I do want to see how well 18 can tank here. I kind of want to take a super. Well, that's right. She can just dodge it out too. But yeah, her attack is stacking really slow. Like 2.3 still. Not very good. It's because we don't have support this turn either. And then 3.8. So I think the next turn we should have support back on rotation. And when we've got that, I think their stats are going to look good. So let's get one more turn because I want to get them with rotation, with support one more time. So we'll get them one more time with support and see how they're looking. But then I think we'd call it a video. I think in total, I would say, you know, to summarize, they're definitely useful in long events. And they can be very good for free-to-play players. Or like if you want to run Worldwide Chaos, like that team is actually kind of lacking. Like these free-to-play androids are actually decent options on the team just because they don't have crazy good options that link with the leader. So like just to have a good linking partner for the leader, it's almost worth it to run them. But you kind of have to run them on rotation, which is the part that kind of stinks, right? You could try running them as floaters, but they're not going to be nearly as effective. They're almost going to be dead units as floaters because they're going to stack so slow. Their attack and defense isn't going to cut it. They're not going to be getting their effect from having the other future 17 or 18 because you're not running them on rotation together. So what I'm really looking for to basically help these tech androids is I want the physical future 17 and the AGL future 18 to EZA because they are double orb changers. So they are going to be absolutely bananas when the EZA, depending on how they change their restriction. They probably won't make them just free double orb changers. Almost died with Kid Buu, by the way, because I wasn't paying attention. As usual, wasn't paying attention with Kid Buu. All right, since 18 isn't going to hit as hard, we'll throw her in slot 1 here, and then we can see her tank a little bit. Yeah, she's almost up to 400k defense now that we've got support around again, right? So I'm actually comfortable with how low my health is, letting 18 tank this, or slash dodge it, right? Yeah, she's just dodging. I think it's 50% chance she's got there. And then she's at about 3 mil now. So yeah, her attack isn't anything to write home about, but her defense and her dodging is really good. And then 17 dealing a little bit more of the heavy lifting on the damage, 3.6, especially if you get them a lot of orbs. That's why it's just so perplexing to me why they don't make them work with the tech androids, because they synergize so well because they all want orbs and they all can help each other out, and they all could help each other out with their passives. So anyways, guys, let me know what you think of these free-to-play androids. I think they're pretty good. I think definitely you could get some use out of them. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you all in the next one.